All right, welcome to our AI for Business Masterclass. Today, we're jumping right into the fundamentals of the AI ecosystem. What it is, how it works, and what it really means for your business. We're basing this on some excellent material from Professor Catalin Vrabia of SNSPA. So, let's get right to it. So, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at how AI is already your assistant. Then, we'll check out the engine behind it all, data and hardware. After that, we'll see how it's solving problems we once thought were, unsolvable. We'll also tackle the tricky black box challenge and wrap up with what this all means for the future of work. Sound good? Let's go. Okay, first up, AI is already your assistant, and you probably use it every single day without even thinking about it. No, really, it's not some sci-fi concept anymore. It's right here, right now, acting as a collaborator in your daily life. So, let me just ask you this straight up. Do you think you use an AI assistant every day? You might be picturing some kind of robot from a movie, right? But the answer for pretty much everyone, especially in business, is a huge yes. I mean, just think about it for a second. That predictive text that guesses what you're about to type in an email, that's an AI assistant. The spam filter that saves you from a million junk messages, AI. Even the chatbot you might have just used to sort out a delivery issue, yep, that's AI too. These things are working in the background, making our lives so much easier, and they've become so normal we don't even notice them anymore. And what's crazy is that even though AI feels like it just exploded onto the scene, its roots go way, way back. We're talking over 70 years. The actual term artificial intelligence was coined all the way back in 1956. And since then, we've had these huge moments, right? Like when IBM's Deep Blue beat the world chess champion. Those events really captured the public's imagination and kicked things into high gear, which is how we got to where we are now. All right, so let's move on to our next section and pop the hood, so to speak. What's actually fueling this incredible AI revolution? What's the engine running on? It really boils down to two things: data and hardware. Now, in the business world, you've probably heard a couple of big analogies thrown around. People say AI is the new electricity, meaning it's going to be a fundamental utility that changes everything. And you hear data is the new oil because it's the raw resource. They're catchy, for sure, but we need to be careful with them. Unlike electricity, AI isn't just a neutral power source. It can make mistakes and amplify bias. And data isn't like oil that you just find and burn. It's something you have to carefully manage, reuse, and protect. And this quote from Clive Humby back in 2006 absolutely nails it. He said, "Data is the new oil. It's valuable, but if unrefined, it cannot really be used." That's so key. Just collecting mounds of data, data hoarding, is totally pointless. The real magic, the real value for a business happens in the refining. That means cleaning it, structuring it, and actually analyzing it to find the gold inside. And this really brings us to a fascinating point. It's not just about the oil, it's about the refinery. The specialized hardware that crunches all this data is now mission critical. I mean, think about it. The most valuable company in the world right now isn't an oil giant. It's NVIDIA, a company that makes the chips, the hardware for AI. That tells you everything you need to know. The infrastructure is just as important, if not more so, in this new economy. Okay, so we know what fuels the engine. Now let's talk about where it can take us. This next section is all about how AI is tackling some of humanity's biggest challenges, problems we honestly thought were just plain unsolvable. And you can see here, AI isn't just one single thing. It's making huge waves across so many different fields. In science, you've got AlphaFold predicting protein structures, which is a massive game changer for medicine. For language, Google Translate is using neural machine translation, totally changing how we communicate across borders. And in pure strategy, AI mastered the game of Go, which is exponentially more complex than chess. These aren't small steps, they are giant leaps. So when we say a problem was unsolvable, it didn't mean it was literally impossible. It just meant we didn't have the tools. The problem was too complex, or it would take 1,000 years to compute, or we just didn't have the right data. What makes AI so powerful is that it smashes through those barriers. It gives us the computational muscle and the modeling techniques to open up totally new possibilities for business and science. Okay, we've seen the incredible upside, but, with great power comes, the rest. We have to talk about a really important challenge, maybe the biggest one for businesses using AI. If you can't explain how it works, can you really trust it? This is the black box problem. It's a system where you can see what goes in, the data, and you can see what comes out, the decision or recommendation. But what happens in the middle, the actual how? That's often a total mystery. hidden inside billions of calculations that even its creators can't fully explain. So let's walk through it. Step 1, you feed it a ton of data. Step 2, the AI does its thing inside this opaque black box. And step 3, it spits out an answer. The huge problem for businesses, if that answer affects a loan application, a medical diagnosis, or a major investment, and you can't say why the AI made that choice, you're in a very risky position. And this is exactly why this whole black box thing matters so much. For a business, being able to explain an AI's decision isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely essential. Think about regulatory compliance like GDPR. Think about customer trust. If something goes wrong, who's accountable? You can't just blame the black box. This is a fundamental issue of governance and risk. And there's another related problem here, captured by the classic computer science saying, garbage in, garbage out, or GIGO. It means that the quality of your output depends entirely on the quality of your input. With AI, this is truer than ever. If you train your AI assistant on biased, messy, or just plain bad data, it will give you biased, messy, and bad results, but it will do so with complete confidence. That's a dangerous combination. All right, let's bring it all home to our final section, and it's the big one. It's the question everyone is asking: how is AI going to change the way we work? Is it going to be our new high-performing colleague? So, get this. The IMF estimates that around 40% of all jobs globally are going to be impacted by AI. Now, that doesn't mean all those jobs are going away. Not at all. But it does mean they are going to look very, very different. And this table here really gets to the heart of it. The real story isn't about replacing people, it's about augmenting them. Think about it. Let the AI assistants handle the heavy lifting of data analysis, report drafting, and spotting weird patterns. That frees us, the humans, up to do what we do best, things like high-level strategy, building real relationships with clients, making tough ethical calls, and using our emotional intelligence. It's about a partnership. So the question we should all be asking in business isn't, will AI take my job? The real question is, how can we redesign our jobs to work with these amazing new AI assistants? The companies that figure that out are the ones that are going to win. And there you have it, a foundational tour of the AI ecosystem for business. Of course, there's so much more to learn. If you want to go deeper, we highly recommend checking out the manual AI from Idea to Implementation, Volume 1, The Winding Path of Artificial Intelligence to Maturity. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hey, if you found this useful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the Smart-EDU Hub channel. It's the best way to stay connected with all the news from today's electronic world that's really essential for every smart citizen. We've also dropped some interesting links related to today's discussion in the description below, so be sure to check those out. Stay smart with Smart-EDU Hub.